Okay, so how can we, so, the education committee, they even said, hey, we want to fund this stuff. We just need to have some more specific
Right.
things. It's not, and that, to me, from what I understand, that's the simplicity of it. How can we work with them? In other words, they kicked it back to us, right? They tabled it. I mean, if they had voted on it, it would have been done, right? So they tabled it, said, hey, bring it back to the school board. We want a little more information. How can we provide that to them and to avoid a delay
Yeah.
on this? And, so what are some ways we can work with them?
Yeah.
If we're not going to move around our capital outlay that we currently,
Yeah.
how can we provide them what they're asking?
I just think those projects, I think those projects are vitally important for our school system too, in addition to stadium projects. We have the opportunity. We are not asking, I think there's a little bit of.
Well, I'm not saying we
Right.
not do them. I'm saying
Right.
we've got, okay, it's like we're talking about our personal finances as an example. I've got money in savings. I've got money in my checking. Well, I was going to use this checking account, this money for X, Y, Z. This emergency happened. I'm going to spend it on this now, and then I'm going to reimburse with my savings. Okay, so I'm not saying we're not asking for it's not that it's not that we're canceling projects. I'm just saying we're moving things around, and that's fine if we don't want to spend any of our current outlay. But I'm just saying, what can we do
Right.
to give them the confidence they need to approve it?
Yeah.
Because I understand where they're coming from. We're just, hey, you want 15 million. The schools, we voted on this, 15 million. And to say, well, it's for bleachers, it's for stadiums, it's for phase one, but without giving them any kind of estimates or, so how can we do that? How can we provide them some details?
Well, I think part of the issue with that analogy is that basically we're not asking for new dollars.
No, I know that.
Hang on.
Yeah.
We're not asking for new money. We're asking to move money out of our savings, the school board savings, to address an emergency need. The stadium projects are a textbook definition of an emergency need. Every penny that we spend on those projects will be voted on by the school board that's constitutionally elected to make those decisions. We will follow every comptroller, state, local purchasing guideline to bid those projects, to do the best we can to save money for the taxpayers. But the school board is elected to make those decisions for the school system. I think, an analogy is it's like you've got money in your savings account and the banker won't let you have access to the funds. And, that's the question that we got to ask is what does it take to, the simplest analogy for a home is like, I would change banks. But we can't change banks.
I understand.
Sure. I would hope, like I've said from the start, I hope to be able to work with the county commission to be able to answer their questions. I'm happy to go back. Like I say, I plan to ask if we can meet again, and I'll go back over and meet with them. But at a certain point, I think that the next step is for constituents to share their opinion with their. We live in a democracy. At a certain point, voters have to share their opinion with their elected officials.